finally set in. The nights are getting darker and my standard go-to coats are just not cutting it. Zips zipped up as far as they will zip, throat latches buttoned, hands crammed into pockets. Winter is well on its way and my standard coats are just not up to the job. They have served me admirably, but it has come time for them to be put into temporary wardrobe storage. They can take a rest and prepare themselves to re-emerge in the spring. It is time to invest into something new, something a little more heavy duty. What better way of fighting off the sting of a heavily enveloping British winter than a pea coat? I've never owned a pea coat before. I've always wanted to own one, but never got around to parting with hard-earned cash or a painless tap of plastic to own one. I guess I've never really found one I liked. How can I say that I haven't found one that I really liked? It's a peacoat, a classic menswear item. They all look the same. That's why they're a peacoat. Double-breasted, anchor-adorned buttons and cropped for ease of movement. Well, to me they don't all look the same. Buttons can look too costumey with over-pronounced anchors. The fit can be a little too boxy for my body type. Pockets don't quite feel like they're in the right place. How can I nonchalantly place my hands in my pockets if I am forever lambasting the location of the pockets? However, things have changed. Out of the sea of pea coats released every year, I plucked one out that I actually liked. It seems that while my head was turned by fashion houses taking a stab at making a pea coat, or heaven forbid, putting their spin on a pea coat, I should have just looked at one of the makers of the classic. So now I own a pea coat, a big winter coat. However, as with every purchase, the darkness creeps in. The joy of a new garment is often tainted with doubt. Am I really a pea coat person? Is anyone really a pea coat person? Are these buttons actually too subtle? Should the anchors be more pronounced? Do I look like a Captain Haddock impersonator? I have become briefly, sartorially lost at sea. Even worse than a Captain Haddock impersonator, do I now look like a hipster? Perhaps I've always been a hipster and I'm finally dressing like one. No one wants to be a hipster, right? I make a mental note not to wear my watch cap hat or tiny beanie with this coat. Then there's the collar. To pop the collar or not? Surely this is too much peacocking. Although I really want to pop my collar. External image worries aside, I face bigger trials. I've never worn anything double-breasted before. It's alien to me. I see the appeal of it, and I have yet to enjoy the sensation while wearing it. It's too much. It's too good at keeping out the winter chill. The double layer of wool created by the double-breasted construction is great for buffering the winds of the darker days, but it can be too much. I can feel entombed in a heritage garment. To combat this, I wear it undone. Undone, however, has its own problems. Flapping wool panels in front of you takes some getting used to. To get any sense of air circulation, I find myself flapping like a seabird in the wake of a homeward-bound trawler. This isn't the sartorial elegance I was after from a design classic. Have I mentioned the button admin yet? Not one row of buttons, but two. One misplaced, overconfident step, and suddenly you're all askew. All you can hope for is that you spot this mistake quickly. How embarrassing it is to think that you are fully buttoned up and good to go, only to discover that you have a humiliating task of unbuttoning yourself to start afresh. Don't get this wrong twice. Winter isn't a consistent beast. It's easy to think that once the early signs of winter have developed, that it is fully here. That's not how this season behaves. It creeps up, develops and consumes. Temperatures plummet week on week. My issues with my peacoat being just too efficient, buffering the wind and overheating me is now a distant memory. I now praise my peacoat for its double-breasted construction. No bitter winter wind is going to tickle my belly with its icy fingers. As for the buttoning issues, overblown. Muscle memory can be learnt within a day. The annoyance of misbuttoning the jacket was so short-lived that it's embarrassing that it made it into this tale. A great winter coat is a wonderful thing. Its construction is something I love. Rather than questioning whether I made a mistake buying this coat, I now question why I didn't buy one sooner. What else is there to say about a pea coat? Simply buy one. If you own one, dig it out of your wardrobe. The collar? Pop the collar. Always pop the collar.